This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 14 and verse 12. It says, "And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth." And before we go any further, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim HaKadosh, which is the Paleo Hebrew, the Lashon Kodash, the holy tongue, for the one true name of the Heavenly Father being Yahweh, and that of the Messiah, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus, being Yahushai. Again, that's the name of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai. There's no other name given among man whereby he must be saved, man, as it is written, Acts 4 and 12, point blank, period. I'd like to give double honors unto the elders and the apostles at GMS Great Millstone, and a sincere, peaceful, blessing, salutations unto all those of you hopeful, faithful, potential members of the elect, doing the best to make the calling of your election sure. Lord willing, this edifying, man. As you see, I jumped to Malachi, the 4th chapter, to get some context, right, on that, the instrument of warfare that will cause you to your tongue to burn away in its hole, and your eyes, man. All right, and we know according to prophecy that the Heavenly Father has set up these thermonuclear missiles to bring forth this destruction, man, for these last days, right? The Heavenly Father didn't have these things be built up for no reason, man. Ultimately, they're going to bring the end of this current age, right? Which is why when we go to Malachi, we see these different prophets prophesying of the same thing, right? Trying to describe it to the best of their ability according to what they knew at that time, right? They didn't know what an ICBM nuclear missile was, or even an atomic missile for that matter, you see? But, let's go ahead and get into it. Malachi chapter 4 and verse 1, it says, "For behold, the day come that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yet, and all that do wickedly shall be as stubble," right? So there's a day that's coming that's going to be burning, man, just like a burning oven. It says, "And the day that comes shall burn them up," and it's going to bring judgment to the people. It's going to burn them. It says, "Saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch." But, so meaning what? They ain't going to be able to reset up, right? They ain't going to be beat down and then years later build back up. The Heavenly Father is going to end them finally, man. It's going to end this wicked age, the age of the heathen, and begin the age of the Israelites, man, a theocracy. In other words, verse 2, it says, "But unto you who fear my name shall the Son of righteousness arise, with healing in his wings, and ye shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall." Right? So, hey, the Heavenly Father is going to restore Israel, man, upon the destruction of this current place, right? Which is, ultimately he's defending Israel, which is why it said what? The plague that will hit all of those who have fought against Jerusalem, man. All right, but let me go ahead and jump down, right? Because once this takes place, right, this thermonuclear destruction, right, what's going to happen after that, man? Right, we know some things according to prophecy. One thing I like to grab here, we'll go back to our land, right? This is the book of Luke, chapter 21 and verse 24. It says, "And they shall fall by the edge of the sword," right? Talking about 70 AD when the Israelites were taken out by the damn Romans, right? It said what? That they shall be fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled, right? So the Gentiles are currently in rulership, man, right? So when they're removed, Jerusalem is going to be inhabited by the Israelites. The time of the Gentiles will be fulfilled, and they will no longer be in that land, man. Right? So the Heavenly Father is going to restore us miraculously, man. Right? Which is going to lead to Zechariah chapter 14 and verse 14. It says, "And Judah shall fight at Jerusalem, and the wealth of the heathen round about shall be gathered together, gold and silver and apparel and great abundance." Right? So the Heavenly Father is going to allow the victory to go to the Israelites, man. Right? It's to begin that theocracy on the earth. The wealth of this earth is going to be given to the Israelites. Right? They're going to run the planet, man. Look up that word, theocracy. Verse 15, it says, "And so shall the plague of the horse, of the mule, of the camel, and of the ass, and of all the beasts that shall be in these tents as this plague. And it shall come to pass that every one that is left of all the nations which shall come against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year to worship the King, the Lord of armies, and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. So these nations are gonna be submitting unto us, man. They're gonna be following our ways. They're gonna be following the high holy days, man. They're gonna be following the laws of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, causing, as a consequence and repercussion, the earth to flourish, man. You see, here it is, the Creator created and then gave us a list of laws on how to sustain life on this earth, on his creation. And what happened? Well, the heathen came into power and threw that out the window, man. Now, all this has become is one giant plantation, man. Right? All of us are set to build up this devil's pockets through our debt, through our life cycle, through our lifespan, man. To build up his pockets, life after life after life, year after year, right? Decade after decade, right? That's all it's set up for now. It's not set up to flourish, but it's set up to oppress, so that Esau can reap every bit of benefit out of our bodies as possible, man. You see? But Yahweh Shemi Shai did not intend it for life to be this way. This is Zechariah chapter 8, and I'm going to just go ahead and jump to the point. Verse 10. It says, "For before these days there was no hire for man, nor any hire for beast." Right? But now, guess what? We're all getting paid. We all got somebody we got to answer to at the work spot, man. Otherwise, you're gonna lose your job. You're gonna be homeless. You're gonna be out on the streets, man. It just happens that easy. Your life in Babylon is over with one mistake, man. Be not deceived. It says, "Neither was there any peace to him that went out or came in because of the affliction. For I set at men, or all men, every one against his neighbor." So we were set to claw at each other to get to the top, man. Right? Stab each other in the back. Right? We learned it as children. Right? What did the Romans say when they killed Julius Caesar, man? Julius Caesar was surprised by his own apprentice, if you will, that he brought up, man. That was part of it. He stabbed him in the back as well. And he said, in the Latin, he said, "You too, my son," something along those lines. Right, just showing you that's the way of Esau, man. Stab each other in the back. He got too powerful. They got jealous. They wanted a piece of the pie for themselves, man. Right? Esau will take everything from you, man, even from his own people. You see. But we're going on verse 11. "But now will I will not be into the residue of this people, as in the former days, saith the Lord of armies." So now we're going to be brought out of this hell, man. Now we're going to be brought out of the hand of the oppressor. And what's going to happen? The laws are going to be followed, man. The earth is therefore going to flourish. Verse 12, it says, "For the seed shall be prosperous, the vine shall give her fruit, and the ground shall give her increase." So we're going to have, actual produce growing from the earth, man. The land Sabbaths ain't followed, right? We live in a planet where you drop a cherry into the dirt, then you should be able to grow like 5 cherry trees, man. At least all the seeds that are in them cherries. But hey, we're having world hunger. We're having a lack of produce, right? It says, "And the ground shall give her increase, and the heavens shall give their dew." We have water, right? It says, "And I will cause the remnant of this people to possess all these things." Right? So the Israelites are going to possess this earth and cause this theocracy to take place, man. Zechariah 14 and 14 and 14 and 16, it says, "And it shall come to pass that every one that is left of the nations," right? So after this destruction takes place, every one that's left of these nations, what's going to happen with them, man? They're going to, again, follow our ways. This is a cold cut towards Christianity, by the way, who says that after this takes place, right, everybody's going to be burning in the lake of fire for all of eternity, other than the devout Christians, man. Well, that's not biblical, right? So what's going to happen with them? They're going to be made to follow the ways of the Lord, man. And it's going to show us that if they rebel, then there's going to be a consequence and repercussion for that as well. Verse 17, it says, "And it shall be that whoso will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord of armies, even upon them shall be no rain. And if the family shall go of Egypt shall not go up, and come not, that have no rain, there shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite the heathen and that come not up to keep the feast of tabernacles. This shall be the punishment of Egypt and the punishment of all the nations that come not up to keep the feast of tabernacles." So again, they're going to be made to follow our high holy days. No Easter, right? No damn Hallows Eve. They got to follow our ways, man. Right? Otherwise, hey, the Most High is going to hold back rain from them. The Most High is going to hold back particular things from them, man, and cause judgment to take place. Right? The book of Revelation tells us this regarding the heathens, man, and bearing rule over them. This is Revelation 2 and 26, and it reads, "And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, even as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken into shivers, even as I received of my Father." Right? So what's going to happen with these heathens, man? They're going to be made to serve. They're going to be made to obey the proper way of life, which, they serve Esau right now. They serve Esau and are destroying one another in doing so. So how much more are they gonna see the benefit in serving the elect? Seeing the outcome, man, of serving the elect. That's why the earth is going to be in a state of joy. So with that being said, Lord willing, this edifying, man. I could get plenty more on this topic, but I'm going to go ahead and end it there for time's sake. Call honors unto the elders and the apostles at GMS Great Millstone, and a sincere peace, love, blessing, salutations to all those of you hopeful, faithful, potential members of the elect doing the best to make the calling of your election sure. Shalom wa abad babal.